And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Arizona Cardinals and the Cleveland Browns. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Hey, four down.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. Eluding the pressure right. This is Sheldon on the dump off. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
All right, here we go. Green, 39!
On second down, here's Rosen. Flush to his right. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
Tight end left. Four down.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
53, check 53.
First carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Watch tight end. Tight right.
On second down, Rosen. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Ringo.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now Rosen on first down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10.
Tight left. Hey.
Set! 319!
Second and 10 now. It's Rosen. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Tight end's right. Watch tight end. Even.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
58 to the mic.
Third and long here for Rosen. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Clay. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Tight end right, tight end right.
Hurry up, here we go! 319!
That's the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
Set! Blue 90!
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Flushed out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Come on, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90!
Now it's Rosen. And the pressure gets to him again. Joe Schobert in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went
Watch it now,
backwards.
Barney,
It's third
Barney.
and very long.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
Check. Lucky.
Rosen will throw. Escaping the pressure. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So here's the kicker, Caleb Sturgis, on to try the field goal. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, 1st and 10.
Set!
A first down now. This is Johnson. Good move by Duke. There goes Duke Johnson. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. And he knocks it through. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer
get
this
a little
time?
closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt.
All right, here we go. 319!
On first down, it's Rosen. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Joe Schobert in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
They can't stop me out here.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now Rosen looking to throw.
They're running.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something
Watch it
here
now,
on
Barney,
3rd down.
Barney!
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
Mike.
Now Rosen. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Landry now on the return. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this running game, the pass could very well be open.
And he's taken down inside the 30. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down and 11-yard pickup.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Face down the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Double tight.
Over!
4 down.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Three down.
He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
4 down.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football. And then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Had too much time to think.
3-19!
They'll run with a former top heel, T.J. Logan. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
Nice hit, boy.
While there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Hurry up, here we go! Boom!
Now Rosen will throw on 2nd down. And that is incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Now let's go!
Rosen just getting the snap off and 1. And that is incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard
Watch it
line.
now, Barney! Here we go now! Boom!
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
We got 4. All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90! Hot!
Walking out of the gun, Mayfield. Big hold of the 30. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And all the way up to the 46. A very solid gain of 27.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
Back to the ground, this time it's Chubb. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the gun, Mayfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10.
We got 3.
Now let's go.
Here's Rosen to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Keep it up. Set. Green 39, green 39.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10.
Now let's go. Blue line it.
Here's Rosen. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Arizona. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And they'll get to this and down it inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 76 yards. And the Browns had 6 to their lead. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guys covering take their attention somewhere else, and then he's behind. And once he's behind, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Two tights. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
It's Logan. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Three down. All right, here we go.
Now it's Rosen looking. The catch is made by Kendall Wright. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Rosen on 1st and 10. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Watch the screen. Hurry up, here we go.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Going for the deep ball. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Single. Check them. All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Gun! All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
Mayfield on play action. Wide open receiver complete. It's a big play there for the Browns. 44 yards.
That could not have been timed out any better, and that's exactly what receivers want. The ball in their hands as quick as possible, allows them to catch it at full speed and take off and go. And how about the end result there? Big-time run after catch yardage. That rack yardage is so valuable for any offense.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
43 is a mic. 43 is a mic. 3 buzz.
They'll try to run with Hunt, and he takes this one in for a Brown score. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season, and the Browns add on to their lead.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we get to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays.
Nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Here we go now.
The throw is Rosen. Miles Garrett in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And the Browns getting set to go. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time run right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Double tight. Even. 4 down, even.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
Following a penalty jump, and he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Double tight.
Detroit!
We got 4.
Hurry up, here we go. 319!
And now Mayfield on the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. He'll let it go. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Browns are pouring it on.
Keep it rolling.
He's having a nice little first half of it, partner.
It's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And able to take it past the 20 a little bit, but no further. A flag in there as well. Let's see what this is. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
4 down.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll look to throw on first down to Josh Rosen. It's brought in by Kevin White. And they've got it well. Across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. This quarterback now has hit on just 7 of 17 passes, 41%.
Hey. 4 down. Now let's go.
They'll look to throw here. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
You're on an island over there. You're on an island. Hurry up. Here we go. Green, 39.
From midfield now, here's Rosen. And he's going to go down again.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. More from Cleveland after this. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very
now,
low.
Barney. Set. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Check. Crunch.
Gun.
They'll set up to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Olivier Vernon in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Good job. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
4 down.
Here we go on 4th down with Rosen going up top. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much
Set.
not just given the jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total.
Over. Here we go now.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Run.
Yeah, baby.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry.
All right, now,
And that was a
lucky
quick little
56,
completion.
lucky
Got the job
56.
done for a first down.
All right, here we go. Green.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more where I came from.
Black 99 Philly. Here we go. Watch him now, Barney. Hurry up. Here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
The final shot before break. Gilbert it's incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll toss it to Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Well, that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time. But the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and then go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hurry up, here we go! Green 39!
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. Always got some breathing room. That's good for a Cleveland first down and 11-yard pickup.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Double tight. Now let's go! Blue 90!
Here's Hunt. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made that time by David Bass.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play.
Detroit!
But on that one,
Watch you now, Barney!
he looked like one of those guys.
Again with Hunt. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The Browns on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be third and 5. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Gun! Hurry up, here we go!
To throw on third down. Gilbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists through the posts.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Hey. 4 down. Set! Boom!
Now Rosen on 1st down. Flush to his right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Double tight. 4 down. Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll run it here with Hunt. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Run it.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit
Watch
your
it now,
team right now.
Barney. Hurry up, here we go.
They stay on the ground again. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Tight end right. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we've put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
And his kick here is good. Now they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them to get an extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, 4 down. Gun!
Now it's Rosen. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because you're right, they have had no room to breathe. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
4 down, 4 down.
Now let's go. Blue, landed.
On 3rd down to Rosen. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. He deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Landry, agile footwork. And now running right through him. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice the game, that sort of deal. This time it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Right. Watch tight.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. Green!
Operating from the gun. Gilbert. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. The penalty set him back. Now a big play moves him forward. It's 2nd down.
Over! Hurry up, here we go. Blue, landed.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
That's where you belong.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
All right, here we go. 3,
They'll run it now out of the gun. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one. I know you felt that one. Check 26.
Watch you now, Barney. Set. Blue, landed.
They'll run it with Hunt, and they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense, stepping up on that one.